Hey guys, it's Frostflame here, back with another Clash of Clans video, back with another war recap, and I haven't done one of these in a while, but decided this would be a good war to do it. So, as you can see, 29 to 22 stars, we won by quite a fair amount. In fact, we only failed to get 1 star, but either way, let's get straight into my attacks here. First one was against number 2 here. Honestly, now real quick, before I do this attack, I would like to mention this base, well, this general kind of base where it has, a wall in the core, and then besides that, it's basically a ring base. It's really it's good to use Bewitch against it, because what you really want to happen for Bewitch is the witches, they're not actually all that great going to the core of base. You want them to kind of flank the sides so that they have enough skeletons to take out the whole base, and it actually works out really well in a base like this. So you want to have, basically, the best case scenario, you have a ring base. That doesn't mean you have to, but that's the best case scenario. So, like always, you put the golems down, a couple bowlers and a couple witches on each side for the flanks. Put in the rest of your bowlers and witches in the clan castle and other army bases. Break in. I was thinking I could probably use the wall breakers to get to the core if I did it well. I didn't do it well, but that's okay. As you can see, we're going in here, free spell in the Inferno Tower. Could have clipped the Expo, but ended up not going that way. Either way, Queen is taking out the Clan Castle troops, all going well. The bowlers and witches are basically just steamrolling through the side of the base. Now, it's kind of questionable. I brought a skeleton spell, and I decided to put it on the Inferno. Now, I know it's multi-target and can take him out quickly, but the reason I did this was so that, the witches that will be coming down here will be taking a little bit less fire for a little bit less time. Even though all the skeletons will die almost instantly, it still will buy us a little bit of time. And, we can use the raid spells to get through the rest of the defenses. Still got a golem with half health. Our queen is still alive. Got, quite a few witches. Really, the witches are always the troops the longest in a raid, so you want to make sure they're doing well, because if they're doing well, oftentimes in a Bewitch, it'll always feel like you're not doing very well, and then it turns out to be an easy 3-star. And the reason for that is witches are the biggest space-taking support unit, because you got the wizards, they're 4 spaces, archers are 1, bowlers, they're only 6. Witches are 12 spaces, which make them, the highest housing space support troop, making it seem like you have a really small army, but yet it's actually still really strong. So, the witches can be kind of deceiving, but it normally can work out pretty well as long as you do it correctly. So, as you can see, 1 defense left. That last golemite did die, but there are tons of skeletons, nothing he can do. Queen's trying to break through a wall, but we still have 4 witches left, a bowler, way more skeletons than should be on the map right now. And as our queen breaks through the wall and the skeletons run around to destroy the rest of the defenses, that will conclude this attack right here for a pretty convincing 3-star. So that's it for number 2. Then again, I am number 1, so hopefully I can 3-star their number 2. So my attack on their number 1. Now, if you look at this base and you know the level of my base, you'll know this base is way higher level than me, and the reason why is because their low-level people are way under-level for our low-level people, but their number 1 is way higher than my level. And kind of annoying that worked out that way, but I basically knew that the odds of getting a 3-star were basically less than 1%. So I decided I'm going to basically use my army specifically to get the 2-star and not even try for a 3, but it actually worked out really well. I meant to use the earthquakes earlier, but you're going to see I'm going to place them just before it was needed, so thankfully it did not make them path differently, which could have been an issue. But what ended up happening on this raid, as you can see, I wanted to make a funnel on both sides and then rush some troops to the core, but basically what ended up happening here was that only a few troops went to the core, and that's kind of a good thing, because what I wanted was just enough troops to get into the core to take it down, and then have the rest of their troops go down the flanks, so that basically they take less fire and can destroy more percent. But what happened was I ended up having to use basically 2 spells because of the giant bomb along with the clan castle troops, so I needed to use 2 spells for the troops in the core, make it so I was very limited for using my spells on the flanks. It would have been really nice there to have a rage or a heal on either of the sides, really. And as you can see, we did get the town hall down, but not much else, which is kind of what I wanted. But at the same time, would have been a little bit nicer if there were a few more troops to take down the rest of those defenses, because that expo really worked on our army, especially when you get to the queen and the troops that get to this Inferno Tower at the bottom right here. But as you can see, 66%, that number, we're not going to talk about that. Either way, 70%, let's talk about that. Getting a really high percentage here, considering how little of a chance I expected to get the 3-star, and if I had done a couple things better, I probably could have gotten closer to maybe 80 or 90%, but I still feel like, considering my level, it would have been really difficult to get the 3-star, because this guy's basically maxed. All that's not maxed is his walls and his heroes. Heroes don't make a big difference, and the walls, they don't make a big difference either. They help, but, I mean, it's, as long as you use your wall breakers well, which I didn't on this wall right here, but either way, it's pretty much a max Town Hall 10, and it would have been nice if it were a little bit more my level. Either way, that's it for my 2 attacks. I was the only person this war that stopped us from getting all 30 stars. But then again, what can you say? It's hard to be the number 1 person in your clan. Either way, let's show the attack against us here. And it was their number 2, so this was their most heroic attack. And I definitely think he did it well. It was another thing where it was kind of clutched getting that core like my raid on 1. So, as you can see, he's going to place those wizards really well, taking out both the queen and the cannon, along with, I believe, what was an archer tower. So, there were witches and wizards in my clan castle. I feel like witches in the clan castle, they're really good if they do not get countered with a poison spell or anything, and you just, place a golem and it gets shredded by the skeletons. But it's really easy to counter a witch. So, personally, I feel like they're not very good in a defensive clan castle for clan wars, but they're fine in a regular defense. So, as you can see, my expos are doing really well on defending. That's what's so great about this base. Basically, everyone funnels the wrong way, but if you notice, this guy was really smart in the fact where he waited to make a huge funnel. Definitely a smart attacker here. He wanted to make sure there were plenty of defenses out of the way for him to put in that jump spell and spam the Valkyries in. So, you can see, wanted to make sure that first one funneled in correctly, then he sent in the others. He uses a rage and a heal, trying to get those Valkyries to take out the Infernos, and thankfully for them, it happens, and just barely 2 of the Valkyries end up surviving to take out the Town Hall. Kind of obnoxious for us, but at the same time, have to give props to him, because he did pretty well there, considering he was a little bit under my level, and he definitely put up a good fight. So, as you can see, he put in some Hog Riders on the top left there. Kind of questionable, considering there were so few of them, and they took out a few defenses, but there were no cleanup troops to clean up what the Hog Riders cleared out. So, as you can see, he got just about as close as I did to getting the 3-star. So, well done to him, and I definitely think that he did that very well when it comes to funneling to core, because that's the number 1 thing opponents mess up with this attack. As you can see, there's just an archer there, but as I'm as the archer's doing that, I would like to say, basically with this ring base, it's a good anti-2-star base, but if they get to the core, you're kind of in trouble, because then there's not a ton of walls to help defend and compartmentalize. So, that's that. Either way, I still think it's a pretty good war base for what we're going for. So, great war here, 29 stars out of 30, like I said. Opponents only got 22. As you can see, they didn't even attack our number 4, so that could have at least gotten them, 2 or 3 more stars. But overall, we definitely made better plays than them. I'd say our number 2 was probably the best player in their clan, but either way, that's a win for us, and that'll do it for this episode, guys. I'm definitely excited to do these war recaps, but I want to make sure, it's a good war that actually has some good attacks in it, whether it's our side or our opponent's side. Either way, hope we can do another one soon. Hope to see you again in the next video.